If you're a woman like me and there's so many things you want to do in this world, there's so many things you want to experience, there's so many things you want to try, then you might be a list girly. You might be a list girly, and I'm here to give you every single list you might need. Having lists helps you no longer have decision fatigue, because the list will literally tell you what it is that you're supposed to do, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're trying to do, and you can just pick from that list versus going into your mind and coming up blank. First, you need a to-do list. First things first, you need a to-do list. I don't care what anyone says, writing stuff down makes it that much easier for you to remember that you need to get it done. And I'm gonna be honest, I have tons and tons and tons and tons of to-do lists because it just helps to keep things in memory. To-do lists are very important in the sense it helps you to prioritize the things that you need to get done and the things that you want to get done. Next list every woman I believe needs is a life goals list. Like, girl, come on. You need to write down the goals that you're trying to achieve in your life. If you don't write it down, how are you going to remember you're trying to achieve it? If you don't write it down, how are you going to know that that's the thing that you want to do in your life? And this includes all life goals, from the biggest one to the smallest one, from you wanting to take a trip to Paris to you wanting to have a picnic in a park. Those are life goals, because at the end of the day, life is not worth living if you don't have any goals to achieve. I'm just saying. Even if it's just getting your own apartment, that is a goal. That's beautiful. Add it to the list. The next list I believe every woman needs to make is books they're going to read and your favorite books. I so far have 2 lists on my favorite books list that I have that I'm going to be rereading, and then I have a very long list of books I want to read. I've had them saved. Now I have them not only written down but also saved in various different places that I want to purchase them at. It just helps for me to remember when it's time for me to actually buy books. Oh, these are the books that I want to buy. Let's go through the list and consider which one I want to buy. You know, because how many times have we walked in a bookstore and we're like, oh, I don't know what book I want to get, when you know there's a list of books you already know you want to get. The next list I believe every woman should have is a shopping list / wish list. Because how many times have you wanted stuff and you've forgotten about that stuff, and when the time comes and that stuff is on sale, you no longer can get it because you went and spent the money on something you weren't supposed to spend the money on, and now you can't even get the thing that you really wanted that was on your list to begin with because you didn't put it on your list. Because the list was in your head and not written down. I'm just saying. That's something new I started to actually have, a wish list and a shopping list, because I don't know how many times I've wanted stuff and then forget about it because I didn't save it, I didn't have it written down, and then I found a new thing, or I find something similar, or I no longer know the name of that product so I can't go find it. Like, it's just, now finding something similar is different, but a lot of times the similar isn't what you want, so now you're just in a way settling. So to me, having a shopping list and a wish list just is for those things that you want to invest in, like say a certain type of bag or a certain type of coat. Like it just makes shopping a lot more easier because you have a list you can look at. Next on the list of lists is important birthdays, because I'm not gonna hold you, a lot of us don't remember birthdays the same way we don't remember phone numbers anymore. There were a time where we would know phone numbers like the back of our hands. We don't do that no more. Same thing with birthdays. It's important for you to write down important birthdays, whether it's your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, partners, significant other, friends, best friends, grandma, grandpas. You need to write them down. You need to put them in your phone. You need to put them on the calendar. You need to just be able to put down these important birthdays, because I'm not gonna hold you, there's some people who don't like their birthdays because people don't celebrate their birthdays. And if you know that person don't like their birthday because nobody celebrates their birthday, you want to be the person that celebrates their birthday by saying happy birthday on the day of the person's birthday. Just saying. Next important list that I believe every woman should make, whether you believe it or not, is a prayer list. I can say with wholehearted, gun-ho, stand 10 toes down, I've made prayer lists and I'm living in one of those answered prayers. Because to me, when you write things down that you want, that you're praying for, and it comes into fruition, as human beings, we're so fickle and we forget. So that list is not only there for you to know what you're praying for, but to remind you of the prayers that have been answered. Because you will be sitting up there in the situation you're in and be like, oh my God, what was me? God not listening to me. Oh my God, I know what's happening. and you don't forgot that he done bailed you out 9, 10, 20, 30 times already. You're literally sitting in one of the things you was praying for that you felt like you wasn't even going to have. Yeah, write that prayer list, girl. Just saying. Next on the list of lists every woman should make is a contact list. And I'm talking about not in your phone. Literally have a little book of contact numbers, important numbers to you, people for emergency purposes, because we forget that phones die. These phones right here die. They could break. Anything can happen while you're out and about. Having a little notebook with emergency contacts on there will help you in the long run. So if God forbid anything happens, you're able to go up to a person or go to a police station and ask to use the phone to call somebody to help you. Let us not get, caught up in the digital age that we're in, that we don't forget that these digital products, these things aren't fragile. The way I knocked it alone, you can hear the sound. The moment they break, that's it. We have no contact with no one. Yeah, get yourself a little book and write down important contacts. Anybody you know who will pick up the phone, I'm not being shady because I'm included in that, will pick up the phone to a number they do not know. And you are on the other line telling them you need help because this, that, and the third happened, okay? Okay. Fun list I believe you should have is dishes you want to cook. Especially if you're a person who don't cook. I'm just saying it's a great way to learn how to cook and bake. Bake and cooking. Like, you can just try. But I am an avid saver of dishes and treats. Okay, on TikTok I save so many. There's so many I want to try. I can wholeheartedly say I've tried 2 so far. Is it 2 or 3? I've tried 3 so far. Actually, no, I'm lying. I've tried 4. 1 was off of Pinterest, but I've tried 4 so far. 3 out of the 4 I like this. 1 I have to try again. Actually 5. I tried the pad thai pasta dish. I tried the dipped yogurt dish. I tried the yogurt cups. I tried the pistachio dates, and then I made my own bark bar. Yeah. Oh my God! Look at me shoving it up. But yeah, in those times where you don't know what to cook, or you want to try something new, or you're having an event and you want to spice it up a little bit, you want to bring something fun, having a list of dishes, of things you want to cook, you want to bake, it's just super helpful, and it makes things fun, especially if you have a group of people coming over and stuff like that you want to cook together with. It just makes things fun. Now you may not like me for this one, but I think as a grown woman, as a woman that's trying to become her own and you're trying to get things done, you need habit trackers. You need a list of habit trackers. What are you doing consistently? Tracking that. Your workouts. That's something actually I started today. I want to track my workouts. How many times I'm moving my body in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. I've never tracked my workout consistently in the sense of like moving my body, how many times I've moved my body in a month. I don't know. And even if I look back to think, I don't know because I didn't write it down. So tracking your habits helps you not only see the progress that you've made, but also help you for when those days you feel like you haven't made progress at all. You're literally telling yourself, oh my God, I didn't do anything this month, You can look back and see, oh snap, I walked 20 times out of the month. What? Oh my God, I drank water 30 times out of the month. Good girl. Or 21 times out of the month, or 10 times out of the month. Oh snap, I need to drink more water. Habit trackers help you know where you are within yourself, within your mind, within your spirit, within your body. I read 2 books this month. Cool. Let me try to do 3 next month. Which goes into my next point. You should be tracking your budget and expenses. Now, budgeting, I've come to terms with understanding what budgeting is. Budgeting is just another way to track. It does not mean you have to follow the budget to the T, to the letter, to the dime. It just means you're able to see where your money is going and to be able to make adjustments along the way. Knowing how much you're bringing in and understand how much is being taken out. Because a lot of times we'll sit up here and be like, oh my God, I'm broke. I don't know where my money went. And then when you look at your bank account, it says Uber, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, shoes, phone bill. Good job on paying the phone bill. Okay, that's a blessing. You able to pay your phone bill, that's a blessing. But then it says Chick-fil-A again. Drinks, outings with friends. You wondering where your money went? It went to your stomach. I'm just saying. You want to track your budget and your expenses. You got to track it. Ooh, next list that I believe every woman should make is individual gift ideas. I am a big gift giver. That's one of my love languages to friends and family members. Like in conversation, people tell you what they like. And I think that's honestly what makes a good gift giver, is when you can make the gift personal. So write down the things that your friends like, the things that your family members like. Just keep a little note in your phone, or in a notebook, and write down when they mention certain things, whether it's an artist that they like, whether it's a perfume smell that they like, whether it's a bag that they like, whatever they mention in that moment, and keep it. So that way when their birthday comes around, or Christmas, if you're a big person that celebrates Christmas, you already have a list of gift ideas you can get for these individuals. Next list I believe every woman should make is a skills to learn list. Things that you want to learn that will up your skills in any form, shape, or matter. Whether you want to learn how to play chess because you feel like it's going to allow your mind to be better at strategizing things, that's a great skill set to learn. Whether you want to learn how to program, you want to learn a language, learning is the one thing that no one can take away from you. Education has so much power that sometimes I feel like we in society negate it. We think that it's just all books, and it's just nonsense. But realistically, learning allows you to open doors that you have never been able to get if you didn't learn the skill that you've learned, if you didn't take time out of your life to learn that particular skill. And it doesn't have to be a skill that goes towards a job. It could just be something fun that you want to do, whether it's arts and crafts, you want to learn how to paint, you want to know how to write a book, you want to learn how to knit, whatever the case may be. Just being able to tap into another section of your brain to allow yourself to grow mentally is a great thing to do. Next on the list of lists I believe every woman should make is movies and TV shows you want to watch. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of always saying, oh my god, I don't know what to watch, when there's tons of things that I said I wanted to watch when I was looking or scrolling, and I just didn't want to watch in a moment, but I saved it, but never go back to the save list. Girl, there are things you want to watch, just write it down. Okay, there are movies, there are TV shows you want to watch, just write it down. So that way when you have your downtime and you are looking for something to watch, you can just go straight to your list. I don't know how many of us use the option on Hulu or Netflix, because I know some of the streaming channels, they have it where you can save it to your watch list. How many of you actually go back to that watch list? I don't. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't. It's there for a reason. If you don't know what to watch, go to your watch list if you made it already. And if you haven't, make a watch list of movies and TV shows you want to watch. A list that I believe every woman should make that honestly just will help your mind to stay positive, especially in hard times and times where you just feel like things are not going your way, is happy memories and things that made you smile. Whether it's hanging out with friends, whether it's you getting a promotion at a job, or you getting noticed by a brand, whatever the case may be. I think we have come to the point in life where sometimes we forget those happy moments, we forget those miracles, we forget those things that literally fixed a situation. I started doing a gratitude journal, and I mentioned this before when I talked about prayer lists, but it's so important that we take time to write down those good moments, to write down moments that make us happy, because in this life, there's always going to be good moments, bad moments. It's going to be happy times, bad times. It's what you do during the bad times that really shape you as a person, because you need to be able to bounce back even if things aren't going your way. And a great way to do that is to have a list of happy memories, to have a gratitude list, to have a list of things that worked out, situations that made you smile, situations that you thought was never going to work out and it did. Even a bunch of pictures that remind you of happy memories. That works too. Have a happy memory list, which goes into my next list, which are achievement lists. Things that you've achieved personally that you thought you couldn't achieve, whether it's graduating, whether it's hitting your weight loss goal, whether it's getting your first apartment, whether it's being able to walk 10,000 steps, whether it's you just literally getting the first job that you got out of college, or just a job in general because you needed a job because you've been broke this like last 2 years. Like, those are achievements, because we do not celebrate ourselves enough. I'm not gonna hold you, we really don't celebrate ourselves enough, and it's by time that we start. So the best way to do that is to write it down, to make a list that you could come back to it over and over again when you need encouragement, when you need motivation. Speaking of motivation, the next list that I believe every woman should make is a list of podcasts and or YouTube videos or channels that motivate you. And you could put books in there as well. Books that are motivating, that teach you things, Yeah, you want a list of those things because, again, there will be times where you don't want to do nothing. You need a little push. You need a little push on what you're trying to do. And I find that podcasts are good for not only motivation, but a laugh. One of the podcasts I was listening to, oh my God, I don't want to forget, Confessions, is by Candace and Sorrell. Oh my God, Closet Confessions. Matter of fact, I might listen to this today after, this video is over. But Closet Confessions. Sometimes you just want a podcast that you could kiki to, okay? That you could laugh, that can make you feel happy, that you could listen to when you're on a run or walking or doing dishes around the house, whatever the case may be. Having a list of podcasts, having a list of YouTube channels, having a list of books that just put you in better spirits is so good, okay? It's so good, and I really, really, truly believe every woman should have it, because we go through so much as women. We go through so much. We're made to hold up so many things, to be the strong person, to have so many hats, that sometimes we need to step back and take care of ourselves. Which leads me to my last list. The last list is a self-care list. A list of things you can do that is self-care oriented, that is to get you back into a good place, to take care of yourself. Whether that doing your nails, doing your hair, going to get your favorite cup of coffee, whether it's going for a walk, going to the park, whether it's taking yourself on a spa day, whether it's treating yourself to the movies, whether it's buying yourself flowers, okay? You need a self-care list, things that's going to get you back to feeling like you again. We pour so much into other people. It's so important that we begin to pour back into ourselves. So please, if you can take any list, although I want you to make sure you take that expense list / budgeting list, but if you could take any list, I would encourage the self-care list, because as women, we do not care for ourselves as much as we should, and we need to start today.